access to the international market. Our 45% turnover comes from US, and UK used to be our second largest market. Again, how the things happen, how you leverage technology to enhance your business. UK, because of some documentation, every single invoice attracts a charge of 15 pounds. So when you want to sell merchandise of 100 pounds, no one wants to give 15 pounds of invoice processing charges and after that custom duties. At that time we started developing Australia as our second main market. And again, it has been a wonderful experience because many of you realize that in winters, December, Northern Hemisphere and particularly Europe and US, they go on holidays, they don't shop so much, and Indian ethnic wear, because of the climate condition, it is not very conducive. But during that time, the off-season gets now balanced by Australia. So that is the way the technology is done. And I think finally I'll just make a point that how technology helps in business. Many times people ask me that, okay, you do so much of business internationally, so how much you travel? Or the travel must be keeping you busy. But I can tell you guys that we sell all over the globe. We sell to 177 countries. And for business at least, I have not paid even a single visit to any country. And that is the power of technology. Thanks.
Thanks, Pradeep, for taking us through the journey of Utsav. I think what you mentioned in terms of growing predominantly only in online, from 30 crores to 110 crores with offline just growing negligibly, and how you can transcend geographies through technology. I think that was very good. Rahul, your points?
So I represent Jubilant Foodworks. My name is Rahul Puri. I take care of IT for Jubilant Foodworks. And there are two brands that we work with. One is Domino's Pizza and one is Dunkin' Donuts. I'll talk about Domino's Pizza primarily. It's been a brand which is very well known for its products, for its service. Then we realized, what value addition technology can give. And today, people are looking at technology more as a differentiator to the business than just a support aspect of it. When we ventured into e-commerce around 4.5 years back, then we were probably the leaders in the area of QSR, and we were the first ones in QSR to have a national e-commerce platform. Today, that same e-commerce platform is driving close to 20% of our delivery business. We moved from that to mobile commerce and various other touch points. And all that is because of our focus on the customer. So we understand that today's customer is asking for a product and a service of his choice at a place of his choice. So he's, as rightly mentioned by you, he's omnipresent, right? And as an organization, we feel that we should be available to him where it is most convenient for him. So convenience is one more aspect of service delivery that gets delivered via the technology, which is digital, which is the e-technology we are talking about. So as far as e-commerce, mobile technology is concerned, that's one piece. The other part is looking at other touch points. So we are looking at handheld-based ordering, where we can go to the customer and take an order at that point, and various other new touch points that will be coming up. So that is clearly one area as far as the front end is concerned. At the back end, for a business like QSR, efficiencies, cost efficiencies do matter a lot. And we look at supply chain efficiency, and we do a lot of work around it to ensure that our costs are under control. In today's environment, it is even more meaningful, right? So broadly, if I would say that, technology has taken kind of a center stage, and the importance of technology is being realized by most part of the business.
Thanks, Rahul, for your points on e-com driving 20% of the business, and I think you reinforced the point on customers being omnipresent, since you have both an offline as well as an online model, and multiple touch points which you're looking at, whether it's in terms of handheld PDAs and so on. Bhavik, your points?
Hi, I'm Bhavik Zaveri and I represent a company called Ambab Infotech. We are primarily a technology company, so probably, obviously, we have a lot to talk around. But been part of founding team of Fashion Indu. I've been part of founding team Craftsvilla. We've seen e-commerce businesses grow, mad, and then the businesses, the startups that we work with who have failed as well. The various aspects to technology. While front end and point of sales, and probably most of us are talking about expanding in terms of reaching out to people and selling them at their place, at convenience, omnipresence. This is all obviously a good story at the front end, but the back end, the fact lies here is India is a country with 125,000 pin codes. Even the government of India Postal Department reaches out to 25,000 pin codes, all aggregated pin codes with logistic companies, the top logistic companies in the country, comes to 11,000 pin codes. So I think while technology can really play a good role in selling, there's a lot to do on technology side, on the back end, creating logistic infrastructures, creating automations, distribution centers. I think for me, I think technology is much vital on the back-end infrastructure creation than point of sales. I think it's very much mature. The marketplaces, businesses are doing really good, but we're not reaching out to even 10% of the people who are available for us to sell, frankly. Just out of back-end infrastructure and technology missing out.
That was a very pertinent point of 125,000 pin codes, and even postal department, which we thought was really there, you're saying is reaching out only to 25,000. So that was a good point on how the back-end reach can actually be accessed through technology, and that's where you're working around. Riaz, your
Yeah, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Riaz Ahmed. I am the head of finance, IT and logistics of LRBD, Lifestyle Retail Business Division of ITC. Essentially, we have about two brands. One is Wiz, and the other one is John Players, with equal pie of its revenue. We have about own stores close to about 100 and brand. That's where we started Westernized wardrobe brand, both men and women, for different modes, different seasons. This is how we began. So that format, when we have changed, it so happened what we did not realize, which we are currently correcting that situation, is a technology. When we began with the technology, what we envisaged, the first strategy that we thought, and when we put as ERP, we have put one MoveX, which is supposed to be the retail at that point of time, ERP, suitable ERP, but somehow over a period of time we realized that we are creating a superstructure without the base of fundamental technology in place. Now we are correcting the situation. We are getting into SAP as ERP supported by ETP, and we realize fundamentally when you grow, what is important is visibility, what is important is consumer preference, what is important is consumer experience. That, when you lack technology, then naturally these three you will not be able to achieve. Now, having realized much later in the game, we got it because this is not our line of business. ITC has expanded somewhere else. Then nevertheless, as part of diversification, we began, but we learned a little later that technology is most critical aspect of any business. So we are correcting that, and because of this, we can say our growth, whatever we have achieved, that could have been at least double of it if the technology is in place. While saying so, talking about this subject that we have today on hand, growth definitely, technology definitely fuels growth. This is one of the factors, is not the only factor. So what is most important is that what kind of a technology that I choose, and whether it has a right fit to my strategy, which is the number one that what we took. We couldn't have the landscape of strategy in that detail. We began with something, and therefore we thought we will correct the situation. the technology that we chosen at that point of time was not fitting into our scheme of things. That is where we felt there has to be a fit for anyone as with reference to their strategic fit of technology is number one. Then scalability is number two. It has to have scalability and customer preferences, consumer experience, that is CRM that we talked about. A very effective system should be at the front end. Both back end and front end should be supported with good technology for a rapid growth if you were to witness. That's what.
Thanks, Riyaz. I think you made a very pertinent point while we were jumping on the e-commerce bandwagon in terms of technology as to how the back-end technology had to first be in place. So how you shifted from MoveX initially, which might not have been the entire end-to-end ERP to SAP, how that has really helped your basic foundations or structures in place. Vikram?
Hi, my name is Vikram Adige. Thank you all for joining us in this panel. I take care of business development and corporate marketing for a firm called AMIA. We're actually a loyalty management company, loyalty management and customer analytics. We've been in business for about 70 years globally and in India for about 4 years. What I'd like to share with you today is sort of how we as a service provider to consumer-facing businesses sit on top of trends and challenges to problem solve and create better and better relevance marketing. So what we ultimately are about is helping you create an excuse, you as a retailer, helping you create an excuse to collect consumer data, marry it with transaction data, other sorts of attitudinal information, and then based on that analytics, deliver relevant communications and offers. Loyalty is a mechanism for creating a continuous communication with your consumers. And increasingly, it's recognized that companies have to collaborate because otherwise it's hard to come up with enough of a lifestyle view of a customer to go after them with things that are relevant. So the challenges today that we talk about a lot, conflict of sorts between channels, showrooming, the sudden rise of the mobile channel and how one has to adapt to digital, all of that I'm happy to touch on with examples.
Good. I think how customer loyalty, and you mentioned earlier also how analytics is not just MIS, right? And how it is important to have an understanding of the customer lifestyle to actually make promotions or be in touch with them, which is relevant for the consumer. Let me now introduce our sixth panelist, Mr. Vinod Krishnan, who is the head e-commerce and CIO at Walmart. Vinod, your opening comments, please.
Apart from my obvious apologies for being late to the forum, I think, I found the topic fascinating for a number of reasons, but just stepping back from some of the points that were being made, and my apologies if the point has been made before, it's my view that really the reason or the drive for technology in retail is not driven by retailers. It's driven by our need to meet the customer on the platform of the customer's choice, and that it is the customer that is basically pulling enterprises towards, adopting technology solutions to meet them where they are. So the drive to mobile or the drive to e-commerce is a drive that just reflects what we are hearing, and much the same way as we would provide other facilities, this is our drive to meet that. Incidentally, that technology provides customers significantly more opportunities to compare, to showroom, forcing our proposition to be, or forcing us to keep our propositions much sharper than we've been compelled to in the past. And also, quite incidentally, the same technology offers us various options to get closer, to get deeper into the minds of some of those customers and members. So at least to my view, it's just that this is pulling you along a curve that you are entering because you are being pulled into it. And incidentally, you are finding opportunities to do a better job than you were doing before, or take costs out of your system better than you were doing it before. But I hold that really that's part of the reason why we tend to look at it as a more omni-channel thing, which is member comes into store, something not available, can he back order it online? Member orders something on the train home from work, which is actually happening at our ASDA operations, pick it up from the tube station on his way home. Eventually, a lot of these, I think, are where the examples are, which is where the technology is making these interactions possible across channels in a way that it wasn't possible before. And we're going with that because that's what it looks like. Thanks.
Great, Vinod. I think that perspective on customers driving technology and not retailers, I think that was a very fresh viewpoint. And I think I liked your points on omni-channel retailing and possibly your experience is not